What's up guys, Duarte here with another Marvel Strike Force video, and in this video we are going to take a look at the last three nodes of the Doom campaign chapter 3, the nodes 2.7 to 2.9, and in this lane you can use the Black Order, Hydra and the Power Armor. Now if you have Red Skull and if you have your Hydra team at a decent level, you should use them. I think they are going to be the best option in order to beat these nodes. But in case you don't have them, and soon enough the Black Order will be farmable. Ebony Maw is a legendary character, so the means to obtain him are free to play, so you can get him easily as well. Obsidian is going soon to the War Store. And on the first time I did this, I was using Baron Zemo, but I think Baron Zemo is going to take a while in order for Scopely to make it farmable. So I would rather focus on the Black Order, and you don't really need a very strong Black Order in order to do these nodes. And Proxima Midnight, you can't farm her until you beat this, obviously, but she can be unlocked at 45 shards, so it's not like a super hard unlock. Corvus Glaive is right now on the arena store, so hopefully you'll be lucky with your premium orbs and you'll be able to unlock these characters earlier on. And yeah, so in order to beat these nodes quite easily without having a super powerful team, you have to do a lot of basic attacks, and it's going to be very helpful if you have the T-Force on Proxima Midnight basic and on Corvus Glaive basic as well. So you do more single target damage, you always call each other for assist, and you're also able to remove the positive effects from the enemies. So what I tried to do here on these nodes was to kill right away the characters that apply heal block to me, because this team doesn't have too much healing, and what I did in order to get more healing was to get all of them with Isolate at level 3 on healer. It's not the best in slot option for each of them, but it's not a terrible option either, especially if you are using them on Lance Wars defense or something like that. So yeah, so the targets you want to focus on is Oracle, Reaper and the Cyborg. The characters you can have around is Oracle. You want to have Oracle as long as possible, because whenever he does his special, he applies tons of buffs to the other allies without being a huge problem, and then you can use Falcon to get a lot of turn meter. Here on this last wave, I like to slow them as fast as possible. You don't want to taunt with Obsidian, so they don't get offense up. And then you want to try to get rid of the Oracles as fast as possible, because they remove the negative effects that the team has. And Ronan also does that, and Ronan also does massive amount of damage in case he's called for assist from the Oracles. So if you can get rid of one Oracle at least, that's going to be very helpful. Then you want to focus on the Ronan, and then you want to focus on the other guys. So the last two left is Cyborg and the Riot Guard. So you want to focus on Riot Guard first, and then no, you want to focus on Cyborg first and then on Riot Guard. And that's why you want a lot of Dispel coming from the basic of Proxima Midnight and also Corvus Glaive. My team right now is at gear tier 12. They are at 5 yellow stars, and Proxima Midnight, she has 3 red or 4 red. Corvus Glaive is also 3 red or 4 red. They are very low level as well, level 65. The only character that is decently geared is Ebony Maw, is at gear tier 14 and level 75. Obsidian is at gear tier 12, level 65, and he only has 4 yellow, 4 red. So the entire team is quite weak, so it's not like I'm powering through the campaign. So with some luck, you'll be able to easily obtain these characters at the same levels with premium orbs and mega orbs that you'll get throughout the game. My Falcon is at level 71 and gear tier 13. Probably you don't need him that high, maybe gear tier 12 will be enough. You just need him to do the special. And on this node, on the node number 2 of the Doom campaign, chapter 2, you want to focus on Emma Frost as fast as possible so she doesn't slow your team. You don't want your team to be slowed, you don't want your team to have heal block, and you don't want to taunt right away with Call Obsidian. You want to wait for the second turn after Venom does his ultimate, so you don't have your Call Obsidian with heal block. If Call Obsidian has heal block, you might lose very easily, especially once again at this very low level that I have. Once again, the enemies, they are all gear tier 14 and level 75, so you really don't want to do this with such a low amount of gear like I have, but I'm just showing you that it's very possible. Okay, so now I saved the special from Falcon. We have these guys, they don't have many buffs, the only ones that are going to have buffs is Venom, in case we let him to get his turn, and Juggernaut. Once again, you want to get rid of the characters that apply heal block to you, because this team doesn't have too much healing. And if you do that, the regeneration from the ISO 8 will be enough in order for you to survive. And I think you can deal with only having 4 characters with the healing. You probably don't need a Falcon, but in case you do Falcon, it's not a terrible investment, because you can use him on the Blaster challenge, on the daily challenges to get, I don't remember what's the reward, but if you invest on Falcon, it's not a terrible investment. And if you can, you want to have the defense up whenever Juggernaut does that thing. Unfortunately, I was a little bit too slow. And yeah, so attack the minions that do damage. Now we have the last wave. We have Strife, we have Miss Marvel, we have Mystique. So we have a few problematic characters. You want to stun as fast as possible Miss Marvel. And then you want to get rid of Strife. You don't want him to use his ultimate. With Call Obsidian, you can use his ultimate to remove the taunt from Strife, and also to remove some of the deflects. That will allow you to get rid of him quite faster. And yeah, if you can stun Miss Marvel, you can focus your attention on Strife instead of Miss Marvel, because as you can see, with slow and with stun you'll do just fine. And you don't need the T4 on Proxima Midnight ultimate. If you have honor passive, that's going to be quite good, because it will allow her to have more focus, so you have a higher chance of applying negative effects and also to remove buffs from the enemies, not only for her but for the entire team. So probably that's one good T4 that you can use on her. So not only the basics, but also that specific passive. The other ones, not so much, quite irrelevant. Corvus Glaive does a little bit more damage. Call Obsidian increases the health, so I guess the one from Call Obsidian is going to be more important. Okay, so we have the last node, and this is the node that you need to clear at 3 stars in order for you to start farming Proxima Midnight. And in this node, you are going to face Dr. Doom. But don't be scared, don't get scared, because this node is actually very easy. This node is actually very easy. And you just have to do exactly like I did, and it's gonna be so easy. It's I was actually surprised how easy it was. So if you don't know how Doom kits work, every time he has a turn, he will summon one Doom bot, and you never want Dr. Doom to have many Doom bots around him. And yeah, so that's mostly what you want to do. You want to get rid of the Doom bots as fast as possible. Luckily for us, we get Thanos on this match, and that allows us to use Empower Thanos. And the characters that you want to focus on as a priority, once again, the Doombots, as fast as possible, you want to get rid of them. And then you want to get rid of this Johnny Storm. He does a lot of damage, and he has a very problematic ultimate. So yeah, with Thanos, you want to use his basic to kill as many Doombots as possible. So as you can see right now, we have 3 on the field. You don't want them to have their turns, and you don't want Doctor Doom to have his turn while the Doombots are all available. So as you can see, I attack in a way that Call Obsidian is able to get rid of all of them at the same time. Then you want to remove the speed up if you can from Doctor Doom. You want to apply slow to him. And once again, you want to have Kree Oracle around, so he applies those regenerations to everyone, and you can use that in order for Falcon to give more turn meter to everyone. So Drax is a little bit problematic on the first 2 turns, but after that it's not a huge deal. We only have 3 buffs available, so I decided to don't use the special, just to try to get rid of Kree Cyborg. Once again, you want to keep Kree Oracle alive, don't attack him as much as I did. If your characters are a little bit stronger, you might end him off a little bit too early. But now we have a nice amount of buffs on the team, so we can use the special. Now we have these Drax. You don't really have to kill the Draxes. You actually want to just make sure that no other characters spawn and that Doctor Doom is slow. Thanks to it, you'll be able to use your operative to do a mission. It's 4 times and that's it. So you can even focus attack on Doctor Doom. I'm not sure if you can kill him. I think you can, but it's like unnecessary. So just make sure these Draxes don't have the taunt, and make sure everyone is slowed, and make sure especially Doctor Doom is slowed. And yeah, keep your Kree Oracle around so you can use Falcon special in order to get tons of turn meter. And thanks to it, you'll do just fine. Okay, so if you get to this point where you have this 3rd wave, you really don't want to attack the Groot, because that will slow you, and that can compromise your mission. Once again, you want to make sure that every character is alive, including the operative. And when there is only Groot and the Oracle left, you want to focus as much as possible on Doctor Doom. So only do single target damage to Doctor Doom and also to the Doombot, and that will be pretty much it. Very easy, you don't have to panic, you just have to focus on the Doombots and remove the taunts from Drax and so on, and you'll do just fine. This node was extremely easy. Once again, my gear was around gear tier 12 on most characters except Ebony Maw, and Falcon also at gear tier 13. And the characters, they were around level 65, so you don't have to invest too much gold on them, and they don't need to be at 7 yellow or anything. Even if you have like 3 yellow or 3 red, if you are careful, you'll be able to do it. So yeah, that's gonna be the video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the last lane of the Doom campaign, the chapter 2, where you can use Black Order, Hydra and Power Armor. So I hope the video helped you out. If it did, share it with your friends on Facebook and Discord to help them out as well. And if you're new to my channel, I hope you consider subscribing for more Marvel Strike Force content. And yeah, I'll catch you guys later.